Hi, my name is Bob Ford. I'm with the National Alliance National Faculty, and we're here today to talk to you about business income insurance. And more specifically, about how long it takes to get back into business after a catastrophic loss. As an insurance advisor, I think you would agree with me. It is our job to help the insured understand after a catastrophic loss, there is a lot of information that's going to be coming at them and a lot of things that could possibly be unforeseen that they will be experiencing. So, how long does it take to get back into business after a fire or tornado goes through your business and levels it on the ground? Well, there are a lot of things we could consider. What time of the year was it? Can we rebuild in the winter time? If you're in Florida, we don't have to worry about that. But what about things like permitting processes and having to have architects update plans? Lots of things will go together. Debris removal that will prevent the insured from rebuilding as fast as they think they normally would. But if that's not enough, let me give you an example of a real life story that yet one more thing that can happen. So, in this particular case, we have a grocery store. The grocery store is the named insured on the policy. Now, the grocery store was a tenant of the building. So, we're now enter into the picture a landlord. A grocery store owner and the landlord knew each other for years. They did business together, of course, as a tenant landlord relationship for many years, and they had a very, very good relationship. However, when fire gutted the grocery store, it left the outer walls of the building standing, but the grocery store was completely demolished. In comes a third party. And who do you suppose that would have been? Well, that was the grocery store franchise. And so from the get go, the franchise had requested different trade dress on the building than what was there previous to the fire. Of course, you know that franchises will upgrade their looks from time to time, and that's exactly what happened here. So the tenant was not allowed back into the building to be able to clean up until this negotiation between the landlord and the franchise had finished. Well, now fast forward in time and let's pretend we're living in this scenario right now. It has been 10 months since the fire, and we haven't been able to allow the tenant to come back into the building yet. Now, let's suppose that we have a 12-month limitation on the business income policy. If we allowed the tenant to come back into the building today to start the cleanup process with everything that needs to be done, cleanup, sanitation, restocking furniture and fixtures, restocking stock as well, there is no possibility that the tenant would be up and running before their business income would run out at a 12-month limitation. And that's just supposing that they'll let him in today. Well, unfortunately, the landlord and the franchise are still locked in negotiations. You see, the landlord did not want to shell out of pocket all of the costs that the franchise was demanding. And so this went on for quite some time yet. The poor tenant caught in the middle and running out of limits quickly. So that's just one more example out of many that we could bring to light as to why it usually will take the insured much longer to get back in business than the insured believes that they will. As a producer, when I would ask the insured, how long do you believe it will take you to get back in business? Of course, after painting the picture of a catastrophic loss, the building is on the ground. The most common answer I got back was 3 to 6 months. It just is not going to happen that quickly. And so, as an insurance advisor, it's up to us to help walk them through these scenarios that they've never lived through before in the past, but may in the future, so that they then can get a grip and an understanding of all that takes to get back up and running, and then purchase the amount of business income insurance that they're actually going to need.